Heidi ho. I can't hear you. You're on mute.
Well, I can hear you. You don't need to shout.
I'm not shouting.
It's pretty loud. Like your volume is.
Is it?
A little bit.
Well, let me see what I can do here. Test. Test.
It's a little better.
Bring that down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Well, it's good to see you, my friend. How are you today?
Good to see you too. I am exhausted. I have been in front of the computer literally all day.
No kidding. Work?
Yeah, I've just been running rooms.
I was going to say, it looks like you're at your escape room still, right?
No, this is the bar.
Oh, is that the bar?
Yeah, it's full of my office stuff. So I'm using it as a set, see, because it looks all fancy and like kind of weird.
Right. Oh, it looks very cool. Very cool. I kind of thought that was almost the bar because of the cabinets, but everything else, it looks like there's a shower or something. Like there's a bunch of other stuff in there with you too.
Well, so I mean, we've got a wizard hat back there.
Right, right. What's on the other side of you?
Glass display cabinet.
Okay, that's what that is.
My old computer.
Uh-huh.
A lantern hanging from the ceiling.
Right.
And right here is Ghostbusters 2, your favorite game, or Rex's favorite game.
Hey, that's a great game.
Yeah. And then over there is just more stuff, like a blanket and an alpaca skin and all kinds of fun stuff.
I like it. An alpaca skin. Where'd you get an alpaca skin?
It's not mine. My dad. It used to belong to my dad, and he was going to get rid of it. I don't know. I think he probably got it at the NPS, but it's really soft. So I'm like, I'll keep that. I mean, you know.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, brother, how's it going, man?
Hey, Clint.
Howdy.
Good to see you, bro.
How are you guys?
Oh, good. You?
Good.
Good to hear. Well, thanks for joining me, guys. This is going to be a little bit of a crazy one. We better get the introductions out of the way, though, first, right?
I mean, I'm excited for our Christmas spectacular episode.
You know, it's not so much a Christmas spectacular, more of just kind of a beginning of December recap, because
wait a sec. I was told that we were having a Christmas spectacular. I even dressed up for it. And you're telling me now that you guys canceled it and didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. I'm a little upset by that.
Who said Christmas spectacular?
I definitely heard Christmas spectacular at least 3 times in our last conversation about this. There was supposed to be like juggling. I know for sure. I'm pretty sure Wizzo the Clown was supposed to be here. You know, we were supposed to go out on a big musical number by Saint Nick himself.
Well, none of this is ringing about the Saint Nick. That one's still kind of back burner. Mike could show up. You never know.
All right. Well, he better.
We'll see what happens. But just to kick things off, everyone, thank you for joining us. Karmic Transmission number 17 here. We've got Ayame Nelson, Clint Vanderlinden, and we're here to talk about all kinds of fun stuff. So to get us started, let's think. You can find us at the Karmic Feed on Twitter or at AyameXGoddess on Twitter. You can always find us at karmaincarnate.com. Best way to find us is through our website. Also check us out on Twitter, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Karma Incarnate on all the big ones. There's also Gaming Good Karma. And, you know, a big one, guys, if you really want to know how to get started, watch some of these videos. Contact any of the community impact agents that we've had on. I'm actually going to go through and tag all of their karmic pages because everybody's got their own karmic setup so that you can actually reach out and interact with them directly through their karmic website. So we're going to make sure to be able to get in touch with all those guys as well. So at any time, get in touch with our people because we always like to talk about what we're doing here. So with that out of the way, you know, the Christmas spectacular, so to speak, Great idea, wonderful concept. Just on top of the Karma weekend and everything else going on, I just couldn't make all the arrangements. Couldn't quite do it.
I mean, I guess I'll let you have this one. I realize obviously with this year with everything going on, probably would have been a little difficult to book all those jugglers and obviously the animals. So
the juggalos just didn't pan out the way the jugglers were going to. So
I'm glad that they didn't show up.
It just pricing, it was weird setup. But so the bigger one though, guys, it's three of us tonight. There's only going to be the three of us on. I tried to work on a couple of guests and everybody kind of ended up falling through on me. So in the end, I figured this would be a great time for us to do a little bit of a recap, follow up on what we've learned a little bit, talk a little bit about the Karma weekend and what's been going on with us, and get people excited for what we're going to be doing next. Because what's going to be really cool, in my opinion, the real, and I wouldn't so much call it a Christmas spectacular, is just the holiday spectacular would be the next one right in between Christmas and New Year's. It's going to be a great time for us to really frame up what we can do moving into the new year, and hopefully leaving a lot of this weird 2020 stuff behind us, even though without it happening, we might never have started this. So, good and bad to everything, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought it'd be really neat, guys, for us to catch up. We've always got somebody on with lots of different things that we could talk about, but we don't get a lot of time to just dig into what's really neat about us and just the things that we do ourselves. Clint, you've got such a neat. Every time we get around this time of the year, I always remember when we went and did that thing with the Utah Women's in Film and that group that you kind of helped line us up with going out and talking with, because that happened right around November, December time, if I'm not mistaken, a couple years ago. Remember?
I remember that. I don't remember what time of year it was. I'm not weird that way.
No, I'm weird that way.
Clint apparently doesn't have a concept of time, which is understandable.
I remember things that happened, but it's hard for me to frame a lot of times when it was, as far as season or month or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. I thought that was a man thing, but apparently not.
Like you said, I could just be the weird man. That could be what it is. I'm just the odd man out.
The Weird Man, starring Jake Vanderlinden.
It seems like this sort of movie that would have to star all of the Vanderlindens, at least all the ones I know.
The Weird Men.
Yeah, the weird three weird brothers.
So, but that was such a cool thing because it tied right in with everything that was going on. And you and Rex, we'll have to dig out that video because you and Rex had some really cool stuff that you guys talked about in getting to know those girls that you were kind of organized with, because you met them through acting, right?
Yeah. I met. Yeah, that would have been through the acting pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was a long time ago. It seems like. How long ago would that have been now?
I peg it right around 6 years or so, somewhere right in there.
Yeah, it seems like it was about that.
Yeah, it was maybe a year or so after we got started.
Yeah, it's a blur. Why does time go by that fast?
I don't know. It's crazy that we're already in December of this year.
It honestly feels like just like last week was, I want to say like March, because that was when I lost my job the first time this year.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean it kind of feels like spring, summer, and fall never occurred.
Yeah.
I guess at the same time, it also feels like this year has just been one long like month of January. So that may be it too. Like it feels like it's gone on for more than a year, but at the same time, it also doesn't feel like we had any of that middle stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a weird like dichotomy where everything goes by so fast, but yet some things drag out like that.
Yeah. Well, and I think it was said best on that SNL skit. It feels like we went from February to October, so it's like a year of Febtobers.
Did they really say that on?
No, it's that old Sean Connery.
Oh, okay. Just the Febtober part. All right,
the Febtober.
I don't watch it religiously, so I don't know, but it sounds like something they'd say. So.
They should, you
Yeah.
know. But because it's nuts that we went basically, like you said, from January to now, and it just blinked. But you tie in things and try to remember, things that you did do. And the hardest part about this year is things don't stand out, like little talks, like with Utah women in film, or vacations, or those typical things that you would usually break up and kind of sit there and be like, oh yeah, things did happen. That didn't really seem to happen, except for us. That's one of the neat things is karma is still like clockwork. Every month we did everything that we were supposed to. We might not have had big events. We might not have been able to have everybody come out and do it with us, but it never really stopped.
Well, it doesn't stop. That's the thing about it, is it doesn't stop even when something like this is going on. And it's been cool. I mean, even with as limited as things have been, as we haven't been able to get people together, it's been nice in our limited capacity that we've had. I mean, a couple of our regular agents on here that have been nice to talk to. Every once in a while people will pop in for our online food stickering events. So I mean, those things have all been pretty nice, even if we can't see each other in person, and it's been nice that we've been able to still find ways to get people together.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, and people never stop. It was really cool. So you guys, this weekend was the Karma weekend, and we got to go out, and we had a weird hiccup in there because we had to buy and label the food on Friday just because of everything that was going on last week. So it made the weekend move really fast. But on top of all that, a good friend of ours, Jeremy, got to show up, and his work did a little bit of a food drive and brought in an extra 100 pounds of food to go to the food bank with us.
100 pounds, really?
Yeah. Wait, 100 pounds? No, 50 pounds. It was right. It was somewhere.
Oh, well, I mean, that's still good.
But... Yeah. Well, it was about 100 items or more.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And, depending on cans versus other things, cans are usually right around 8 ounces to a pound right in there.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where, even with everything going on, he did a little extra to try to boost things up a little bit, because especially this time of year, a little bit can go a long way for people, So, but it's really neat to see how much, even with things slowed down, people are willing to step up and take a little extra action to make it go a bit further,
Yeah.
So, and it was neat because I know that we didn't have Ayame there with us, so we kind of replaced you with Jeremy over the weekend doing some of the labeling and stuff like that. So we're still going to have a third person in there.
Yeah.
But it was just neat having him come out and actually see what he was able to do with his little bit of time. And it's Kevin Steele did something really similar about a year ago now, with his work down at Storage Craft and stuff like that. And what's incredible is just watching that mentality spread. Even when things are slowing down, people are gearing up, and people are wanting to do more. And it's a neat thing to be involved in and get to participate in. So, too crazy. So Ayame, though, really quick, with all of the escape rooms and everything that you've been doing, where do you find the time to keep on top of doing all of our Facebook posts and stuff like that? I've been meaning to ask you.
I haven't actually. So as soon as I'm done here today, I'll be putting together our ones for this month. You just got to find the time. I mean, karma is one of those things, like, obviously, I don't draw a salary from it, but, it's the way that I help, going out and filming you guys. And by the way, I mean, it always sucks for me to miss a stickering event like this month. they've got me training over there now. So
Mhm.
that takes up kind of a lot of time as I kind of try and figure out how to make that actually occur. But you know, it's just something you just got to find the time for. And you know, it's been beneficial to me too, because I've learned a lot about, you know, marketing on social media. Obviously, not fantastic at it still, but yeah, you know, I've learned a lot from doing it, and it's been an interesting side project for sure. Um, and you know, it's weird because you know, every once in a while I'll be at work, I'll be at one of my other jobs, and I'll just be sitting there, and I'll just suddenly get this really amazing idea for a thing I want to do for it, and then you know, and then it turns into this thing. It's like, well, you know, logistically, we would probably need $45 million to do what I want to do. So then we got to figure out another way to do it. But no, it's been fun. And like I said, it's just, you get to this time of year and it does get a little bit crazier, but you know, and it helps too that whenever we get to do something really crazy, we've got you and Rex and sometimes even Clint who want to do like super crazy things for me. And when I tell you to stand on a balcony and recite the same joke over and over so I can get it from a whole bunch of different angles, everybody's like, oh yeah, we'll do that.
Well, that stuff makes it fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm still I still that every once in a while I'll go back and watch that that Cheers was it last year's Karmic that we did the Cheers stuff, or was it the year before? I can't remember. I think it was the year before.
Cheers, I think, was the year before.
Yeah, the one where we're having the deck party,
Mm.
and it was Rex's idea. The one where he comes out and he's does the magic trick to guess your age. I still every once in a while I'll go back and just watch that video because that one and the Psycho one.
The Psycho.
I think it was 2017's Karmic.
Oh yeah. Those were great videos, and dude, Clint stole the show on that barbecue one. Just every time I crack up with his reactions to Rex every time. It's great. That's a fun video.
He does that thing where you like you kind of tip your head down and you're like, really? And it's just that every time I see that, it cracks me up.
Yeah, it's just too perfect because it's like it's a reaction that you've seen 100,000 times caught on film in the perfect moment.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it really nailed that one.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And
I can't help it if I'm funny looking.
What's that?
He said, I can't help it if I'm funny looking.
There's another Vanderlinden brothers trait.
Oh, being funny looking? I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's there a little bit, but
with you, when your beard starts to get really big, that's when you kind of nail that.
Yeah, when it gets all winged out.
Yeah, it's such a, like, you guys all have very distinctive beards, actually. I really, you know, obviously since I have to draw you every year,
they make you.
Well, I mean, kind of like there's some coercion in there for sure.
But, like
coercion makes it sound like
you break down and do it.
What's that?
They get you in a 2-man shoving circle until you break down and do it.
Yeah, and you know what? That's not even the weird part is when Rex puts on his Heart of the Ocean necklace and sprawls out on the couch. That's when things get a little weird. And I love that he's not here to defend himself for that.
Heart of the Ocean necklace.
Yeah, you know, from Titanic.
When Leo's
wearing the big blue. Yeah, when Leonardo DiCaprio is drawing Kate Winslet.
What did you guys do? A Titanic thing?
Well,
just the one time. Just the one time. They were having a Titanic themed haunted house at Universal one year.
Titanic themed haunted house would be awesome. Actually,
I would totally do that. They have this part where the whole room starts to tip up as the ship begins.
You'd have to invest in some hydraulics.
Mm-hmm.
It would be.
But worth it though. Worth it totally.
Yeah. Everybody falls out of the haunted house at the end.
Rex says too soon. Thank you, Rex. I was just thinking that.
But
so, it looks like. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in your background.
Who?
Oh, okay.
You got like a garage door opener chain to your right. You know, like in a warehouse.
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
That's just the chain that's hanging on the light. It was supposed to
No,
be
it just
for
looks like
something.
that. And then it almost looks like you're in two rooms. You got cabinets behind you. Then there's like is that a monitor or a computer taken apart?
Yes. So this is the contents of my office in the bar in my house. And the bar is kind of like vaguely Lord of the Rings themed. So
Cool.
we've got like suits of armor and like gas lamps and then the chain and all this like, all this wooden stuff. But then the rest of this stuff is just stuff from my office that I haven't finished yet.
No, I always get a kick out of it because it seems like you post up in a new location every time.
Yeah, kind of. Like
Just
I like
about.
moving throughout my house. Well, I got bored of that white wall that was behind me, and the other thing is that room is like 6 degrees right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is freezing in there. And like I was saying to Jake, I ran escape rooms online all day today. So basically I built this little like setup here because the background looked kind of interesting, and I just sat here all day talking to my computer.
And then over your left shoulder, you've got the disheveled somebody looking for drug money motif going on.
That
Yeah.
that's a blank.
So
That's I mean, it's kind of like a cape. Hold on, I'll go grab it.
You know how like, okay. I'm just giving you a little bit of help because
Do you
you're in a
guys see my
different
pants?
setup every time. But
You guys see my sweatpants, by the way.
you know how I'm not trying to get any rumors started or anything. I'm just saying, like in movies, when they walk into their house and the cops had been there, and they
Yeah.
like everything's strewn.
yeah, skew everywhere and kind of off kilter.
It's just very interesting to me. You've got a lot of different kind of motifs
Oh, totally.
broken up back there on this transmission.
Our house
It's
is
your best
our
one
house
yet.
is super weird like that.
It's your best background yet.
Oh, thank you.
I noticed these weird things. Sorry.
Just wait until you
Yeah.
can see. Just wait till you can see my actual office when it's done. Like, I don't know. And when this room's cleaned up, I will broadcast from here again, and then you can see the actual like all the swords that are back there and stuff. Like we've got like Gandalf's hat is back here.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was like a tail to a stuffed shark or something.
Stuffed shark. Oh, they've also got like the gauntlet of Sauron in like a display case back there. And
yeah, that one's way back there.
Over there.
Oh wow, I'd like to see that.
That bar is really cool.
The original Infinity Gauntlets.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, as soon as if I ever get the office finished, I'll get all this stuff back in there, and then I can show it off.
What's crazy to think is how long you've had that bar.
Yeah, I think we did obviously Lord of the Rings themed. We set it up in what year was that?
It was like 02, 03.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah, high school.
So it's been there a while. I'm actually, it's going to go through, much like the haunted hallway and the office, it's going to go through a slight renovation in the near future.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, hey, maybes are always okay because they leave a lot of room for potential. And, it's that potential that lets us do a lot of cool stuff with Karma. It's just like the videos. It's like all of the things that we've worked on over the years. We've touched on, Tesla videos and sculptures, all the things that we wanted to do and all these weird, Clint, you mentioned noticing weird things. We had a lot of weird projects that we've always wanted to get done. You remember the idea behind like the Karma video series with the anti-Karma guy that we had talked about?
Yeah.
That was such a neat off the wall project idea. and it's one that I would still be awesome to do, you know?
Yeah, just to kind of get that, approach it from that devil's advocate kind of a negative
Well, and
character.
that spin that you wanted to put on it with like that kind of like old timey, like 50s video training kind of thing. It was a great idea. It was just
Grainy film.
yeah, you know, and it's neat that these
But
weird
maybe
ideas.
that was Rex's idea to have it like that. I don't know.
Well, all I know is that you guys were spearheading it, and it was a great idea all the way around. It's one that, even though we've talked about it, there's still a lot of time for it to happen, you know.
Tricky thing about spearheads is they get lost for future generations to find.
Hmm.
True.
And thus we haven't completed it yet. We've lost that spearhead, but maybe we'll find it again.
2021 is going to be a big year for that sort of thing. I feel like as soon as everybody can get out of the house and start regrouping again, it'll be pretty much the exact right time to jump on a big project. We have a whole bunch of people in a room together filming.
Yeah.
At least that's what I would like to do.
No,
I
absolutely.
keep saying one of these years we're going to do a big Halloween project, and I never get around to it. But I feel like 2021's the year.
Yeah, I think we should do a lot of filming as soon as this COVID thing goes away.
Mm-hmm.
To jumpstart a lot of projects like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
It'll give us a lot of chance of opportunity to actually get in on some of that stuff. It would be really neat if we could almost get, like, oh, it's not a writing team, but it's like for each thing you'll kind of need that. And I know we already talked about spearheads, but we'll need to find a couple of those people that are really willing to pick up and outline it a little bit more. So even storyboard it if we can, you know, because a lot of those things they'll be easier to get done if we've got some of those steps finished, right? And the neat thing that'll be fun with it is we can tie in a lot of the new products and services and other things that we want to do too, with like the family food gifts and everything else, you know. So it can give us a lot of opportunity to really highlight things in new ways, you know. But that if we were to do any one project, what do you guys think we should get started on first?
The van.
Hey, the van.
You see how fast? You see how fast that came out?
Yeah, I did see that.
It's definitely not a weird project, but
No.
I'm gonna make a big push in 2021 for the van because I do think the van's got to happen, and not just because it would be cool to roll around in a van, but you know, I mean, because obviously, you know, I'm a high schooler from the 1980s, so you know, rolling around in the van is kind of the peak cool to me.
Mm-hmm.
But
In a
aside
panel
from that,
van with strobe lights and disco balls.
yeah, you know, you gotta have like a mini waterbed that you found at the side of the road back there, probably some shag carpeting, maybe a disco ball, unicorn on the side,
It
flying
sounds
through
like a
space.
rockin' van.
Oh yeah,
that's a Karma van that we're making.
Oh right. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting it's a Karma van. Well, I mean, you could still put the strobe light in there.
True.
That way, every time we get to the food bank, we could roll up and you'd pull open that door. There's smoke coming out, and then Rex jumps out, and it's like do 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 do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He like jumps out and he's running out with his hands up. He's like, "Hey!" giving high fives to everybody at the food bank.
I like this idea.
Everybody excited.
Oh yeah,
it's a great idea.
Sound
really
system
is.
on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Rex says I'm killing him with the van. Not yet, but it's coming.
What if you get the Titanic mural of Rex on the side of the van?
Oh my god. Now we're talking weird karma. Now I'm into this.
You know what? That would be quite the van. That would be quite the van indeed.
Could we legally drive that around? You think?
Well, if you do it kind of like David and put, like leaves over certain things.
Oh my God! You know what? No, never mind. Never mind.
What are you thinking?
No, I because I was, I was teasing you guys earlier this year with that, that like with the God rays coming out. You remember?
Yeah.
So I was thinking it would be a good one to do where it's like, what is that one called? I should know this.
The divinity where they're
the
touching.
divinity where they're touching.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the fingertips touching.
Yeah, the creation picture. Mm-hmm.
Except one of them would be you, and one of them would be Rex, and then one of them would be orange, and the other one would be blue. Or at least, orange toga and blue toga.
Right.
God, we are on a weird tangent tonight.
No, I think that's got to happen. I like that. You could do a whole kind of Sistine Chapel ceiling vibe on the van of Rex and
Dude,
Jake.
this makes me think of Spinal Tap when they're talking about the intravenous de Milo.
Yeah.
Rex says it's Michelangelo's The Creation. I knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, that's what I said at the end.
You said the divinity.
I said it after that. I said the creation picture.
Okay, I didn't hear you. Anyway,
like maybe where the fingers are coming together. There's like
it's like if you get really close, like you have to use like a micro or a magnifying glass, and you'll be able to see it right there.
Right. Or it's on the package of ramen noodles, and you guys are touching the noodles.
Yeah, exactly.
Not touching noodles, touching the noodles.
Touching the noodles.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Different.
This is wow. Yeah.
Sorry.
This is a weird episode, guys.
Well, it is. It's kind of it's
like
talk about your background. Jake's background is always consistent, just like Jake. He's consistent. He's always going to be there for you. That's his background. And see me, I'm kind of dark.
You've got a shadow thing going on. It's got a good fade in it.
So,
what is going on with that half of your room there?
It's just where the light ain't.
Right.
Where the light ain't. You've got kind of like a heaven and hell thing going on.
Yeah. See, maybe there's a little bit of us in our environments, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think so.
It could be. And yet we're all together in one big happy menagerie.
Yep.
Going together it through, telecommunications, talking about weird backgrounds and fun Titanic-esque activities.
What else is there to do?
Hey, it's a Monday in December. I got all the time in the world for stuff like this,
14th. We are rapidly approaching 0 hour for buying presents. That's the other thing I've been doing all day. Is while I'm supposed to be running rooms and paying attention to them, I've been gift shopping.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christmas comes around way too fast.
It sure does.
Every year. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I've got plenty of shopping to do, and I'm lucky though.
Yeah. Oh, Christmas is it was always a weird one. Christmas has always been fun. Don't get me wrong. I like Christmas. I like the holidays. For me, it's that mixed bag because I've also got a birthday this time of the year. And anybody with a December birthday knows the old, the kick in the pants that brings with you with the old combined Christmas birthday gift. That's a little better than most people like to think it usually is, but only so much,
Yeah, that sucks, man.
Yeah. It's the holidays are neat, but it's the thing that's incredible about it is watching the change in people. That was always the thing that I liked the most. Set aside all of the Christmas and everything else, but it's the way that people treat each other this time of year that's always been incredible. And to know that we have ways of acting that way all year long because of decisions that we've made and actions that we've chose to partake in, is really kind of unique because it's, you know, especially this year, I've heard a lot of people talk about setting up Christmas earlier because they wanted to feel more of that spirit for a bigger part of the year with how weird it's been, you know. And I get it, but to me, we always have that feeling, or at least I do. You know, the fact that we get to go out and interact with people and do the things that we do, it always kind of lets us experience that feeling all year long, which in my opinion is even cooler. You know what I mean? Finding a way of taking that with you all year long is pretty impressive. And it's one thing that I've always liked sharing karma with people about is the fact that it gives them that opportunity to feel it too. Because the gifts and all the other headache and stress, yeah, it's there, it's a part of it, but people are incredible this time of year, and that's never something to be overlooked, you know.
It's like we kind of get to keep the best part of the holiday season all year.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that because it's one of the things about karma that's always kind of stuck out to me, especially is, you know, we used to spend a lot more time at the food bank, obviously. And I've told this to you before, and probably a couple people are listening to this, but like we would always go out to the food bank and help them unpack food and set up food and restock their shelves back when we could do that. And it was always weird all year long watching them need volunteers. You know, January through October, we're always shorthanded. We need more people. We need more volunteers. And then you get into November with Thanksgiving, and you get into December with Christmas, or, you know, whatever other holidays that you celebrate. And it would suddenly, they're just overwhelmed by volunteers. And before karma, like, you know, the only time I ever experienced the type of giving that it does, that we do, is at the holidays. You know, you go into a store and you see somebody with a kettle and they're collecting change, or you see boxes everywhere collecting food. You know, you go into work and they're collecting food. And we do that all the time. And that's something we've talked about before, but it really is a very special thing to be able to engage in any capacity.
Yeah, well said.
Well, like I said, it's, you know, I like it. And I think a lot of our agents do too. I mean, they say that kind of thing. I mean, obviously, you know, we hear it from the Steels, especially a lot. But I'm pretty sure everybody who's been out to the food stickering event has said it at one time or another. When they bring out other people, or just, you know, when we get them at the end and they're talking about it and bringing their kids, and you know, trying to share that feeling with other people.
Yeah, no, and that feeling, the simple fact that it's something that can be replicated all the time, you know, and that replication and the ability to experience over and over and share experience is one of the biggest things that helps it grow and helps it move. And it's like giving a gift every day, right? You know, you go out and you get that chance to just feel a little bit better giving something without ever worrying if it ever comes back, you know. And when it comes down to it, you know, Rex was just saying, what's your favorite gift that you've ever received? I was going to say, what do you think is the best gift you've ever given? Like, if you had to think about the time that you really knocked somebody's socks off with a gift, what do you think it was?
You're going to have to go first. I'm going to think about that for a second.
Yeah. Well, I can think of a fun one. And it was that Disney picture that I had you frame for Rex that made it all the way back from Disneyland in the very car that Rex was driving without him even knowing it was there.
Was that last year? Was that the Mickey Mouse one?
Yeah, the Mickey Mouse one.
The one that's still over your fireplace, right?
Yep.
That was 3 years ago, and he hasn't taken it home yet.
Yeah, no, it's still here. But
Rex, get on it.
Well, the thing is literally the fact that we drove 10 hours in a car with him in that picture, like right next to each other, and he had no idea it was there. You know?
Well, yeah, but you know, Rex, when he Rex is kind of like, he's kind of like my grandpa in the fact, and you are too a little bit, where it's like when it's time to go home, like you guys are just like, we're going home. So we get in the car, we're driving, we're gonna stop like one time, and we're gonna make great time the whole way back, and it's just quiet. So I kind of understand that, but it is nice though. Like it is a really cool picture. I thought you were gonna say the partner statue.
That was good too. That one was kind of similar, but the picture a lot bigger, a lot harder to get back unseen.
That's true. I think it was probably more difficult to buy the partner statue though, right? Because
It was.
I remember we had like a big elaborate like distraction technique.
Yeah, we had to get you guys to take Rex to a different part of the park in order for me to buy it and get it out of the car.
He likes to be involved, that one. He's just what you got going in there? Well, what about you, Clint? What's the favorite gift you've ever given?
None of them. I like getting them.
Okay, well, what's the favorite gift you've ever gotten?
I don't know, one that stands out. And you know my Lionel Richie fan club t-shirt?
Dude, great shirt.
Yellow one?
Yeah.
Remember when I wore it to Rush and Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson saw me in the second row and laughed at
I do remember.
This is a bright yellow Lionel Richie fan club t-shirt, but I ended up giving it to my mom because one day my grandpa, who's her dad, who's passed on now, we got him to wear it. We went to like Cabela's or something, and he was wearing that. And she has these like pictures of us with him, and it was just a really cool memory for her. So I gave her that shirt, and she actually started crying and stuff. It meant so much to her. So,
dude, that's
a good one.
That's awesome.
It didn't even cost anything. It's
Mm-hmm.
it just meant a lot to her, you know, because she remembers that great day with her dad, you know, my grandpa. And, so I think anytime gifts that inspire those memories, you know, those special memories and sentimental, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah, totally.
That one stands out to me.
Dude, that's a great one.
Recent.
Yeah.
But the coolest gift I ever got, I don't know if I could pick because I was a spoiled kid.
Nah, you weren't spoiled. No more spoiled than the rest of us.
Oh, man, I got all the cool G.I. Joes and Legos. Like all of them. I didn't have the aircraft carrier, but I had like everything else.
Dude, you had the Cobra Command Center. That thing was awesome.
Oh, dude, that one was cool. That was like, that was one of those big ones.
The Terror Dome or whatever. Yeah, and it was round.
The Technodrome.
And then it had that dome in the middle, and you'd open it, and like a escape ship would come out of the center of it.
Yeah, it was way cool.
I must be thinking like that was the Cobra Command Center.
Yeah,
I mean, I only ever owned one GI Joe, so I would not know that. But
well, you
have to look it up.
Turtle stuff too.
Well, yeah, I had a lot of Ninja Turtle stuff. That's why I thought maybe you meant the Technodrome, but I'll have to look that up after because that actually sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was way cool.
I had they actually came out with a space shuttle with a crawler. And you'd crank it up, and the thing was like 3.5 feet tall or so.
That's cool.
It was like, it was ridiculous. Wish I would have kept all those old toys. Ended up selling them in a yard sale.
Well, me and Rex had a bunch of them for a while because we got hand-me-downs. Me and Rex played at the Cobra Command Center when we were little.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we had a few of those handed down from you. So.
Yep. And Lego and Magic cards and everything else.
Dude, I've got the
guys into the cool stuff. I don't know.
Here, I'm gonna do it. See over there, there's a pile of Magic cards. About 3 feet tall, just full of boxes. You know how that goes.
It's a sickness.
Yeah, it's just insane. But they're fun. Too much fun to have. So
We have to break those out one of these nights.
We need to. We need to with a gaming good karma night again. So I gotta fix my laptop here. There we go. What about you, Ayame? What's the best gift you've given / gotten?
You know, honestly, I don't know. I like giving gifts to people, but I feel like I'm really, really bad at it. Let's see. I guess I got nothing. I guess like if I had to say, hold on, you know what? I'm actually gonna look at my list because I have a list. I have to write these things down because if I don't, I will forget. So let me just check. Let me just consult my list the last couple of years. Let's see. You know what? I'm actually I think I'm still pretty happy about last year when I gave Rex that that tile with all of our names on it.
You mean that guy, right?
Yeah. He may as well just move into your house, you know. You basically got all of this stuff there.
The Karma Crew, see?
Yeah.
I
like that. That's got you know, it's the annual pass holder one, so I thought, you know, there's like some layers to it that I like. I do, you know what? I got to say I'm a little proud of the pizza stone I got you last year, even though I don't know if it was any good. But I was pretty proud that I thought of that. As far as ones that I've gotten, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I've gotten a lot of really amazing gifts in my life. Probably I guess the one that I remember most clearly was when I got my GameCube, because my parents were out of town that like Christmas, like they were going to be back in time for Christmas, but the GameCube I think came out like December, I don't know, 19th or something. And I asked them for one and I'm like, we need to go buy it the day that it comes out because they'll be sold out. And they couldn't. So they gave me their credit card and they sent me to my grandma's house. And so she woke up super early and we went over to Toys R Us like first thing in the morning, the day the GameCube came out. And, you know, I went in and bought a couple of games and I was under strict instructions not to open it up and play it. It was supposed to go right into the tree. And of course, because my grandma didn't know any better and because my parents weren't there, I immediately opened it up and spent like the next 3 or 4 days playing it before my parents showed up. And I mean, that one was, you know, like I said, I've gotten a lot of really amazing gifts, but that one always stands out the most to me because it had, you know, I got to have a really nice memory with my grandma, which was nice. She had still, like, she doesn't remember it now, but it was a big thing, you know, that we got to do that and that she did that for me. And, you know, just going down and playing at her house, they used to have this like one of the first color TVs invented. So it was like this giant tube TV that was covered in all this fancy wood and had like the big knobs on the side. And I remember playing Rebel Squadron or
Rogue Squadron
2 on this TV that could barely show the picture and just having the time of my life. So that was probably one of them.
That is a good one. That's
Yeah.
a really good one.
Yeah.
Rex says Ghostbusters gear.
Yeah, I remember that gear. Me and Rex got that same year. He was probably about 4. I was about 6. And yeah, we got the full Ghostbusters proton packs with the like 4-foot long fanoodle things on the end that you could shake around like it was the actual
the pool noodle. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Pull that trigger and it'll spin in there.
Ours didn't spin. Ours were just really long ones, is what they were.
Okay.
It didn't have the spinner piece, but it did have. It came with a with the foot trap, you know, so you could wheel out the trap and step on it. It would pop up and had a little sticker of Slimer on the inside, and the doors would pop open.
Oh yeah. Bright blue with the glow in the dark chevron on there. Yeah.
Yep. And it had a little air compressor foot pad that would attach to it so that you could step on it and everything. Oh yeah, there's an awesome picture that we have of Rex with his gear on, riding his spring bounce horse. So we also had they had a metal frame across the bottom, right, and then it was a horse like you would see from a carousel, and it would sit in there and it would bounce on the springs, right. So Rex had his proton gear on, and he's sitting there bouncing on this horse like he's riding into battle.
And obviously, for all of you watching this, we have found that picture and we have inserted it here so you can see it.
I'm gonna need to find that picture. I know that we've got it somewhere.
We will find that picture.
Yeah, but that was some pretty awesome stuff to get when you were a 4 or 5 year old kid. It was awesome.
I remember
like the idea
you
of
guys
Rex
trucking
doing
around in your gear.
Yeah.
Playing Ghostbusters. I remember that.
Oh yeah, it was.
You guys were cute.
We had a lot of fun. That we had cool. It's the same thing. It's hard to. There's a lot of memories that stand out that way about all the stuff that we have. But it was just, to me, it was all. I was just spoiled rotten. I was just a lucky kid to have everything that we did growing up. So, because those memories, they were fun. They were a lot of fun. So, I remember one thing that comes to mind about that same age was I made everybody have a pizza party for my birthday one year in the middle of December, and everyone got mad because the oven was small, so you couldn't cook very many pizzas at the same time, and it took forever. But everybody was making their own, and so every pizza took like 10 minutes here and 20 minutes there. Just everybody was worked up by the time that we were done. It was all in December while it was a blister snowstorm outside. So everybody had to stay in. And I had to have been like maybe 6 or so. Mom would probably remember that one a little bit better because she about lost her mind.
There's the other big benefit of having a December birthday is that there's always a blizzard involved somewhere.
Yeah. But it goes to show you that even back then, we were thinking about feeding people other than ourselves. Because that was the whole thing. As it came down to it, I wanted everybody to have their pizza. How do you like it? Let's make it special, because especially around the holidays, everybody should have a little something special, right? So, yes. I'm sorry if my mom lost her hair. Sorry, Ma. I'm sure you're watching, but I'm sure you had fun doing it anyway. So.
I'm sure it's a good memory for her too. Always better in hindsight, for sure.
Yeah. Now, hey, that's what Ninja Turtles got us at that age, was an obsession with pizza.
Oh God, yeah. Funny thing is, I don't remember eating a ton of pizza, but I remember wanting to.
Yeah.
Like I don't remember an excessive amount of pizza being consumed, but it was always the special food. And then as soon as you'd eat it, you'd go out to the sewer and start yelling down. It's like, hey, Donatello, I have pizza. Come out here and have some. And you'd stand there for a while, and you'd hear like rats moving around down there, like, oh my God, they're down there.
Oh, that's right. This time of your life, you were living in California, huh? So that was a reality.
Yeah. Oh no. You know what? Ninja Turtles when I was growing up was my jam for sure, and that was definitely. I remember yelling down sewers more than once in my childhood. I was a weirdo. Not obviously not now, but definitely was when I was a kid. Now I'm perfectly normal.
Yes, cat ears and everything. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Normal's overrated.
I can't help it that I'm the best dresser out of all of our group.
Everybody has their strengths.
It's true. Some of us, it's the strong silent side. Others of us, it's going out there and being a little bit more different. Consistency can be a strength in and of itself sometimes, and that's the one that Karma does better than most, is the consistency, and that's the best part behind it. Because even with everything that we've done and everything that we've seen, being able to rely on those things, those memories, and those great times with great people, and sharing them to help it grow, it's that consistent part of our lives that we can always look back on and enjoy. right? Knowing that we've had the holidays, the families that we've had, the friends that we've had, and that we've done the things that we've done, right? Whether it be sneaking a fun shirt to our mom because of a great memory behind it, or, you know, going to extravagant lengths in order to buy something in an amusement park to get home to somebody. Like, just those things, we've consistently tried to be those people to spread a little bit of light and a little bit of goodness out there. And it carries through in everything else that we do. And that's the best part about karma as a whole, is that's what it's here to share, is it's here to spread that want to do more for each other, you know. And this time of the year really lets us exemplify that to the extreme, because everybody is a little bit more willing to do that. And, you know, I'm looking at two of the most caring individuals I've ever known in my life. I mean, Clint, the way that you would hang out with me and Rex when we were kids, even though you had by far better things to do with your buddies, man, that was really special to us that whole time. So we were really lucky to have you guys around.
No, I was the lucky one. That's for
that's
sure.
so sweet.
Hey, I was lucky to know Ayame here too. It's that we've all been very blessed, and to get an opportunity to help share that with you guys is just incredible. And for that, I want to say thank you, you know, for giving me the chance to know you guys and actually partake in everything that we've done, you know, whether it be playing goofy games of crack the egg, or hunting for dinosaurs in the backyard and lighting barns on fire, you know, in some cases, you know, getting hit in the head with a baseball bat because we were playing in the backyard a little too much, or, you know,
or remote control in the face.
Remote control in the face. My mom was a trooper for getting caught in foot snares and stuck in trees for hours on end. Like, we had some really fun stuff that happened, but we did it together, right? And that's what made it the most special.
Yeah.
So,
that's a good note to end on, I think.
I'm gonna need you to elaborate on that foot snares thing later.
well, maybe
Because I don't know. I don't know if I can walk away from that.
Well, if you've ever seen Swiss Family Robinson,
No, I know exactly what you're referring to.
Then you can figure it out from there, and we'll talk about it another time.
Okay, well, yeah, okay.
Nah, it's not that big of a story. We'll really have to have Mom on to tell you more about it, because the part where she got caught, I wasn't around for. I just know that I got my butt kicked later on for it.
Obviously, as you would, yeah.
Yeah, hey, you know, that's what happens when you set something up and walk away without realizing what.
Talking about the like rope on the ground and it catches her, pulls her upside down.
Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah, I did that. Rex and I, we also, huh?
I was just imagining your mom dangling from her ankle from a tree. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Well, then you set a trap door up for Dad at the shop.
No. That's not what happened there. I was teasing Rex, and Dad came in at the wrong time and just stepped in the hole. That it was not meant for him at all.
I know.
God.
And then the other one was Shannon, when Rex and I dug that like 4-foot hole in the backyard near the garage, and she fell in that one and got stuck and couldn't get out. And we were like, God, me and Rex were like 5, 6 years old, somewhere in there, maybe 10 tops.
Oh my God. This is gonna be next year's Christmas discussion, is going into all the horrifying booby traps that Jake and Rex set for their family.
Hey, movies were magic back then, and you had to know if they worked or not, right?
Oh, obviously. I mean, yeah, obviously.
See, it's reasons like this that we have to do karma and hunger, because I've got a lot of making up to do for stupid things done in the past.
Rex isn't the only one with some red in his ledger, huh?
Yeah. You know, it's just a thing, but if we can make it fun while we're doing it, then it'll be all the better. So,
Perfect. Well, it's about that time, so
It sure is. Well, thanks guys for coming on and talking a little Christmas and just having a little bit of fun with me. Next time we'll step it up a notch for an in between Christmas and New Year's. But for everybody else that joined us, thank you again for coming on out. Karmic Transmission number 17. A little bit of a rambling one, but be sure to check us out on YouTube and SoundCloud for the audio later on. You can find us at the Karmic Feed on Twitter or at Ayame Goddess, X Goddess on Twitter, karmaincarnate.com, Karma Incarnate on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Gaming Good Karma on YouTube. I'm sure we've got a partridge in a pear tree there somewhere. And guys, if you ever want to know how to get involved, how to start changing the world and looking to contribute to your community, reach out to any one of our community impact agents. Go back, look at our old footage, and you'll see ways of getting in touch with each and every one of them. So if there's somebody that really speaks to you, ask them what it's about, ask them what it means to them, and who knows, maybe we'll get them on the next transmission with you, and we can all talk about what we do as well. So I love you guys. Merry Christmas, everyone, and happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas.